Today I want to talk about Kenneth Murray Jr. and why I believe he's poised for a huge 2019 and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today I want to talk about Kenneth Murray Jr., who I believe is poised for a great 2019 season for no other reason than Alex Grinch is calling the defense and Kenneth Murray Jr. has been middle linebacker for the past 2 years. Now, unpacking that just a little bit. One of the things that I found interesting in all of these way too early 2020 NFL mock drafts is not that CeeDee Lamb was listed, was not that even Jalen Hurts was listed. It was that Kenneth Murray Jr. was listed by Matt Miller at Bleacher Report as a first-round talent. I wrote about this on OUinsider.com. His tape, according to Miller, makes him look like an NFL draft pick that goes on day one, which is something I've been yelling about for a very long time. But you can only look at the production. The dude nearly doubled his output from his freshman season to his sophomore season. He went from 76 tackles to 155. Now, you'll be like, hey, he had like 28 in the Army game. Yeah, so who else had 28? All right, tell me. I'll wait. All right, here we go. Now that you got that out of your system, the last guy to have that many tackles, a guy named Curtis Lofton. It was 2007. So more than a decade has passed between the last time somebody had as many tackles as a linebacker many of y'all already believe is one of the better middle linebackers to ever play at Oklahoma. Okay? And what Kenneth Murray Jr. has done in just 2 years, playing a position he had never played before he got to Oklahoma. The man was recruited as an outside linebacker, had been a safety in high school too. Okay? Gets to Oklahoma, such dire straits that they said, hey, K9, play Mike as a true freshman. Oh, cool. Make me the first starting middle linebacker as a true freshman to open the season since 1975. Yeah, that feels good. No, yeah. What do you say to that? What do you say to a guy who has to step into shoes that really put him in the same category as Jimbo Elrod? Right? That we need you to be that guy as a freshman. And no, he was not great. And what people remember is the Georgia play where he was supposedly out of position when really it was oboe, but whatever. Look, for Kenneth Murray Jr. to do what he has done in the last 2 years can only mean he's poised for an outstanding 2019. And I believe that even more so because there's a new voice in the linebacker room, Brian Odom, who seems to know from linebackers, and Alex Grinch is drawing up the scheme. And you know how I feel about the scheme that Mike Stoops is running. But as people will continue to say, Kenneth Murray Jr. sucks at fitting. One, the fits are going to be different this season because they're going from a 2-gap scheme to a 1-gap scheme. So that argument goes out of the water. Okay, you just throw it out, period. Throw it into the ocean with that bottle, with the message and all that other crap. Look, Kenneth Murray Jr. is going to have an opportunity to hit the hole in a way that he hasn't had an opportunity to hit the hole since he got to Oklahoma. Keep that in mind. But for those of you who want to be like, he's a good chase tackler, he's the best chase tackler. He's the best sideline to sideline tackler on the roster today. All right? That's how he got to 155, by being where the football is. The dude knows how to find the ball, and the dude knows how to take the correct angle. Now, there's a lot that the mic is responsible for in today's football. And RPO means run and pass for him. So he could fit for run, still get beat by the pass. But Kenneth Murray Jr. has the speed to make up for that, and the size. 6'2", 238, so 240, right? And you've heard Gus Johnson comparing to Power Man, which I kind of think is apt because dude is enormous. He's all get off the bus. But he could play Will in Alex Grinch's defense, which means that a lot of y'all that want to see Deshaun White get on the field, Levi Draper get on the field, Brian Meade get on the field, would get to see that. And you get to see him play a position that is a bit more suited to chasing down tackles from the backside, taking correct angles, and blitzing, kind of like Curtis Bolton did last year, and everybody fell in love with Curtis Bolton all over again in 2018. Could be the same for K9 in 2019. Now, there's also him playing rush end. which is that jack linebacker position is what Mike called it and what they call it at Georgia, what they call it at Alabama. It's an edge rusher. But the reason that Kenneth Murray Jr. can fit it is not just because it's an edge rusher and he's got the get off and the size. It's because he can play contain. He can cut off the backside of every play, and he's going to be able to strafe the line of scrimmage and set the hard edge like you need somebody to do to funnel things back inside where other players can make plays. I don't see that one happening, though. I don't see that one happening because you're just deep at that weak side defensive end spot, outside linebacker spot, rush end spot. Ronnie Perkins, Mark Jackson, Jalen Redmond, if he's healthy, to go along with David Ugwebu, to go along with Joseph Wette. We can continue to keep going. Nick Bonito. I mean, come on. I don't see him playing the Sam linebacker position because I don't think that the Sam linebacker position is really going to get a lot of run in this defense because, yeah, you could play with a fourth linebacker, but seeing as you're going to see 4 wide sets with 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end, you're probably not going to run that. You're probably going to run something that looks a lot like 4 men on the line of scrimmage, 2 backers in the middle of the field, and 5 DBs. All right? And if that's the look you want to run, have your best tackler in the middle of the defense. Now, Grinch has said that the Mike and the Will are interchangeable in his defense. Cool. I get that from a scheme standpoint, but one guy's making the calls and one guy is not. And then we call that guy the Mike, which is why I think it's going to be Kenneth Murray Jr. I think that guy's going to be your emotional leader. I think he's going to be your physical leader. And I think if he can put together another 100-plus tackle season with a defense that ranks inside of the top 50 instead of outside the top 100, you're going to hear people talk about him as a first-round draft pick. You're going to do it because the defense will be good, and he'll be good in it. He was snuffed off the Butkus Award watch list, the finalist list, the semifinalist, because this defense was trash. It was garbage. And you can't rightfully put, say, Joe Dineen into that conversation in Kansas, who was the best linebacker in all of the Big 12 last year, along with a guy like Kenneth Murray Jr. You just can't do it. You're going to give it to Devin White, who was the best linebacker on one of the best defenses in college football. All right? And you keep going and going and going on all this stuff. But I really do believe it's in everybody's best interest to get behind Kenneth Murray Jr., to get behind the linebacking core, which I believe is the deepest of any position outside of rush in. And even could go toe-to-toe with rush in when we're talking about depth. Because depth is how good are you when you get to your third best player. Third best player at Oklahoma playing inside linebacker right now. What are we talking about? Brian Meade? Levi Draper? Third best player at defensive end, at rush in? Jalen Redmond when he's healthy? Maybe. Mark Jackson when he's healthy? Maybe. Different conversation. But I do believe all of this to say Kenneth Murray Jr. probably going to play the mic, probably going to have a big season, probably going to be a pretty good defense. All right, that is it for me. Oh. Thanks for the cup, Blinken. Deuces.